Do you want a sign up button like this, and when you click onto that button you go to the next page so that you can type your email, submit your form, and you have that checking passwords, okay, set your password, cancel button, and a sign up button, and a close modal. So do you want this? So let's get started with this video. So now I am here on the two files, which is a styles.css. So let's get with the forms.html. So this is a normal syntax of a HTML file which you can tap onto your file of making that form. So I have given the title form. Okay, so the title will be displayed, and I am linking this styles.css file to my forms.html file, so that whatever style I will write in the styles.css, so that will be automatically update my forms.html file. So in the body I am writing here button tag. I am making button tag with a sign up form. So the button name is sign up. So in this button, after making this button, I am going to make a next page which is having a div tag. So I'm naming it a id as a 01, no, so id 01. I will make it id 01 so that it will be clearly onto my mind. And I'm also giving it a class modal. It means whatever the after clicking on the sign up button, this modal will be opened. And when I will click on this sign up button, so for that I'm writing a syntax document dot get element by this id. This id is id 01, and I will give it a style. It will make it display in a block. So dot style dot display and equal apostrophe as a block. So it will be appeared as a block. So when I will click on the sign up button, it will take me to the id 01, okay, and to the class modal. And inside that I'm making a form, so this form tag, and I am giving it a class as a modal content. So this is all inside the modal class and inside the id 01. So in this modal content I am again giving a div which and I am also mentioning a class to this div as a container. So I've given the class, I've given the div. So I will come to the next thing, which is h1. Means I'm giving a h1 head for the sign up button, so that when a person goes to that form, so he firstly see the sign up line, and then I'm writing a paragraph which tells the person when he come to the page that please fill this form to create an account. So he will be able to create a new account, and for that I will give a label so that he can write his email and password. So firstly I'm giving a label for email, okay. I'm making it a bold so it will be clearly visible to the person. And this label, inside this label tag I'm giving for what this is, and place who is the placeholder for this label. So I'm giving this label for email, and placeholder will be, absolutely you are right, placeholder will be email. And after that label, that person sees the letter email. So inside that I'm giving an input tag which a person can input or write his email inside that input section, okay. So the type is text. The person who is writing and his email will be appeared in a text, and the placeholder is itself enter email. Okay, and why I use this required is something when a person directly sign up without entering anything, it will ask him for that this is required, otherwise you can't sign up. So next level, again bold for the password. Okay, so for creating an account you need a secure thing, password, and for this label the I'm making it for password, and I will name it as pwd in a short form. Okay, and again the placeholder, as you know, placeholder will be password. Okay, and after labeling it, so password is a secure thing. Okay, so I will tell you what, when I'm giving this input, and whenever I give the type password, so my browser will interpret it as a secure thing, and I will show just in a minute what if I type as a password, and the name is already pwd password, and placeholder itself be a password. And after this I will again give as it as a required thing. Okay, so this is also a required input, so without it a person can't sign up directly without inputting anything. Then again new label, if a person types the password but he forget that, so for that I'm repeating password, so that the person can fill one time password, and then second time he have to repeat that password, so it will be rememberable for him, and also it will be secure thing that a person is inputting it two times. Again the label is for repeat password, and the placeholder will be itself repeat password. So I'm making it little bit short. Okay, pwd repeat pwd, it means repeat password, and the placeholder is itself repeat password, so I can write it as a password. Okay, no need to write at a placeholder in a label repeat password. Then again in the input, the type password, you can't write it repeat password, because your browser will can't understand that repeat password, or it's just a password. Okay, so again name pwd, and the placeholder is itself repeat password, so it will be visible in the input section. And again this is the required input, so a user again can't sign up without inputting this repeat password. Okay, so I'm giving this another label for remember me. So for the checkbox, whether it is checked or not checked, so the user make sure that the checkbox is checked, remember me is checked. So for that I'm labeling it in a name as a remember, so the user will get remembered by that. Okay, so and type is itself a checkbox type, I'm giving type a checkbox, and so I will give it is it as a automatically checked, so I'm giving it checked, so checked. If I will not give this attribute, so it will ask me to check, but if I give this particular check, so it will be automatically checked when the person visit to that page. And again I'm giving it a style margin bottom 15 pixels, so it will be having space that the person can clearly see the remember me. Okay, and thereafter I'm again making another div, another clear fixed class for my another buttons like close cancel button and sign up button. For that and also before that I will make my terms and conditions tag. Okay, terms and conditions paragraph. Okay, so I'm linking a reference here, hyperlink as a hash, and my content is terms and conditions. So this terms and conditions will appear in a blue color, and other than in a text, okay, simple text. So you can write your terms and conditions and link to that file, okay. Simply I have given that has. Another thing is my cancel button, okay. So I'm making the button tag and the class cancel button, okay, so that I can make the changes in cancel button with the class cancel btn button, okay. So whenever a person clicks on this cancel button, he moves to the that id01, okay. So that he goes back to the sign up button which I have made, and for this I am giving it as a none display, because it will not be in a block, it will be none. It means not displaying anything, okay. Style and display none, no, nothing displaying, okay. Another, but I will give another button for the sign up in the new page appeared after signing up button, okay. So that for that I am giving it as a name sign up, and this is button tag. And I will also mention a new class for it, like sign button, okay. So I will name it as in a short, okay. So okay, let me give, don't give, so sign btn, okay. So I will name it as sign btn, and again I will give the type itself as a submit. So whenever a person clicks on that sign button, he submitted the form. So I think I left, yeah, something is wrong. So I am again mentioning it as a span tag, which could from which I can make a close modal, okay, close button, that cross sign. For that I am giving it as a special character. For that special character there is a special symbols which is ampersand has 10005 colon semicolon. And I am also mentioning it a class which is close, and whenever a person clicks on that cross or cutting means cross sign close modal, so it goes to this another thing, okay. And I will not give it as a block because it will make me to the other page, so I'm giving it as none. So whenever a person clicks on that cross button, it appear none, okay. Then after, I think it's almost done, so I will go to the styles.css to give it a nice style. So all the stuff is going to be in the styles.css. The amazing stuff is in the styles.css. So I'm mentioning as a box sizing, as a border box, okay. So this is required, or you cannot write, but I want to mention it in a border box, okay. For that I'm making this button sign up button more interesting, so that for I'm giving it as a background color in a green form, okay, and the text color will be appeared in a white, okay. Thereafter I'm giving the button width as 100%, so it will be visible to my whole screen, whether it is mobile or laptop or desktop, tablet, anything. And another thing, I have given it margin. Before that I have given that padding, okay. Then I'm giving it margin around 8 pixel to 0 pixel, and thereafter I'm giving it opacity. So opacity is something transparency of the button, so it will make my button transparent. Whenever my cursor will move to that button, it will be clearly visible. So for that I will make it hover, something hover. And next thing is border. So border, so I buy, so for making that border, firstly I will check what is happening to my file. So so for that, yeah, I will go to the browser, and let me check, yeah. So I will go to the browser and check whether it is happening or making a border or not. So I will make it and go to the browser, refresh it. So this is the stuff I made. So nothing appears, so I didn't save the styles.css. So now I will save the styles.css. So it will be again. I will refresh, so now it's coming. Okay, now sign up button appears in a green form, padding width is 100%, and every stuff is already done. So now I will give border as a none. As you saw that sign up button has the border, so I will give the border none, and cursor, my cursor will become as a pointer. So whenever you see, now see this, yeah, pointer. So whenever this cursor reaches to the button, it turns into a pointer. Okay, so coming back, and I will hover it. Okay, whenever my cursor reaches to the button, how it appears. So opacity is, I'm going to give it 1, so it will be clearly visible. So I will show you. See this button having opacity, yeah, it's clearly green when it comes to the button. Okay, so this is called something like opacity, transparency. So before I have given 0.9, and then after 1, then I will go to the class. Yeah, class. So dot, you have to mention class in a dot modal. So modal is the class. I will mention it as dot modal. Then I will give is a display which is none. Okay, I don't want to show it onto the first page. I want it to the second page. And background color, I will give it as a hashtag, and something like different color you can choose from a HTML color picker, and give your own color to this. So you can make your color with your own word. Okay, so it's I think wrong something. Yeah, it's a hashtag 474E5. Okay, colon, semicolon. Then next thing, I'm going to give it a position which is fixed. Okay, so I'm giving it a fixed position. So thereafter I'm giving it a Z index which is 1. Then I will give it top, and then I will give it as a 0, around 0, and left also 0. So nothing will be happen there. Okay, it's modal. Okay, then I'm giving width as a 100%. It will be visible to my whole screen. Okay, and height 100% to my whole height, and width it's taking whole height 100%, and width also 100%. Then I will give it some padding 50 pixels, so it will be clear to the person who reaches to that page. So I will go and refresh it. So now it's, see, you can see what is happening. Whenever I click to the sign up button, it's appearing on to the next page. So this is all stuffs happening into the styles.css. Okay, so this is what position fixed, that makes that to appear in, back to the sign up button. Okay, so then I will mention the modal content. Yeah, it's a modal. Yeah, so modal content. Next is the form class modal content. So I will give that fabulous. It means wow, you can see now. So dot modal content class, I will give it a background color like this, hashtag FE semicolon. Then I will give it as a margin which will make to margin my modal content. Okay, around 5%, and the auto again 50% in auto. So two sides I'm giving auto, and another 2 is 5%. Then I'm giving border to be it means 1 pixel solid, and something you can give it as color 1 pixel. If you mention it as a 1 pixel, it will appear none, so it will appear as a transparent. So you have to mention the color solid or whatever. Then I'm giving it as a width 80 pixels, so it will make me like this. Okay, so yeah, so something really wrong, but okay, let me see afterwards. Okay, so I will go ahead and make the next class, which is as a container, and dot container will be my next class. So I'm giving it as a padding 16 pixels. So 16 pixel is my container padding. Okay, it will make it good. Oh, oops. Okay, I will see it. So onto that, moving ahead. So what to do now? So let us make it another thing for the close modal. Okay, for the close modal, yeah, close button. So for that I will mention as a class dot close. Okay, so dot close is my next class, and I will give it as position, absolute position, and then from right it will be 35, and from the top it will be around 15, and then I'm giving it as color, which is another, you can pick another color or the same color as you wish. So I'm giving it as hashtag f1 f1 f1, another color. Then I'm giving it as a font weight, which is itself bold, and font size, which font size, font size, which is 40 pixels. So it will be appeared in a last content. So yeah, now you can see, yeah, it's left side something wrong. Okay, yeah. So in the right and top I have mentioned, yeah, so in the right and top there is 35 pixels and 15 pixel. I didn't mention that, sorry for that. Now I see, yeah, it's now on the right side, because on the left side it is not good to see. Okay, so next thing I will do what to do next thing. So it is again for hovering my close button. Okay, so hovering a button and focusing on that. So when you the cursor will point it to that close button, it will change its cursor positions in a pointer, and also it makes it color different other than that, and it focuses to that close button. Okay, so in a red color, something like red color, I'm given that to the close button. So yeah, now you can see when I refresh it, now you can see what happens to the close button. Yeah, it's appearing red and it focuses to the close button. Then next thing, what is the next thing? Let me guess. Okay, I will go and yeah, it was 80%. Sorry for that. I didn't thought about that. So now we go and yeah, that was the problem. Sorry for that. So now it's clear, and yeah, absolutely, that was my mistake. Sorry for that. Next thing, I will give input section for that input label, inputting something. So for that, whenever type will be text, so whenever person type text to the input section, and whenever he types password to the input section, so what happens in that? So that stuff is here. So I will give it as a width 100%, so it will be really a great to see to that person visible. Okay, then I will display it as an inline block. Okay, inline block. And border, for the border I'm going it, that is none. Okay, so none border, so it is something different. You see with this sign up button. Okay, the thing you haven't signed for. Okay, next thing, background color, which is again I'm giving it as a f1 f1 f1. Okay. So now it's time to give a padding 15 pixels to the input type. Okay, so this is all the stuff having here. So I will save it and see then what happens here. Yeah, you can see it is a clearly visible into the modal content. Okay, class modal content. So yeah guys, now the stuff is going to be amazing, and you will focus is on the input button. Okay, so next thing I'm going to focus is it. When it focus, so its color changes, its appearance changes. Okay, so it appears slightly focused. Okay, so this is how I'm giving it as a focus. So for that I've given column focus to the every text and password, and I will remove all this stuff. So I will start to focus on that. So I'm giving for that background color which is itself hashtag DGG. This is the background color for my focus in the input, and the outline is none. Okay, so now I will save it and go to the refresh button, and now I will see. Yeah, so whenever I clicks on that, it focuses to that input. Okay, you can see this color. Whenever a person click, it appears that yeah, it's click and it's going to input something onto the input button. Okay, thereafter what yeah, thereafter clear fix. So next class is my clear fix. You can see here class clear fix. So now I will make it good. Okay fans, so clear fix, and then after you will see that cancel and sign up button will be amazing. Okay, so I will give it as a after. Okay, so you know what they mean, before and after. I don't have to explain that to you. So my content will be nothing. Okay, just a column, just a, and I will clear the both. Okay, clearing both, and then after I will display it as a table. Okay, so this is another thing for you, not another thing. So whenever I so oops. Yeah, I understand what is happening. So I will go to the next cancel button and make that happen that I need to do. So I'm giving it as a background color, which is hashtag F44336 and the padding okay, padding. So padding is I'm giving it as a 14 pixels, so my buttons will be clearly visible to the person who goes, and 14 pixel and 20 pixel. Okay, and then after I will give to the both the classes cancel button and sign up button, so that they will be properly aligned in a line and looks great. Okay, so for that I'm giving with 100% or 50%. Okay, 50% is enough, and floating as a left. Okay, so it will be properly aligned in a line. I will save it and show you refresh by so you can see, yeah, now it's properly aligned in the modal content, and the color of the pencil button is itself slightly red, and the opacity you can see on the button. So this was then I will so another thing is yeah, so I forgot to overflow as a auto. So whenever there is a problem, so it will mention it as a overflow and make it good, and it will be a nice. Okay, so another thing I missed here is something. Let me check out. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I got that container. I have written the spelling, the words wrong, letters wrong. Container, it's container. So now it's good. So I will check in the styles.css whether I've given or not. So yeah, I've given the container as a pixel, 16 pixel. Now you can see, yeah, it's perfect. Now it's perfect and awesome. So yeah, remember me. So I will make it clear. So I will go to the remember me and check it out what is happening. Oh, so this is another input section. So I have given it as a label. So inside my label tag I will give the input. So this was also a mistake, so for that, so it is a input type, so I will give it as an input inside the label. Okay, it will make it label, and inside the input tag it will be written all the stuff like checked, type, and name as a remember, and margin and styles. So whenever I refresh it and go to the, yeah, you can find now checkbox, it is already checked, and whenever a person reaches to the page, it's already checked. Now you can see cancel button and sign up button again, the ending thing. So I will refresh it and show you. Yeah, you can see now, and sign up button itself, it's all the things are required things, so you can't go without doing all this stuff. Password is the secure thing which I was told, the type password. So this means the browser interpret as a secure thing. enter email, you can enter any email, and it's all done. So sign up button is we sign up it, so browser, so it's gone sign up. Okay, so friends, thank you for watching my video. I hope you like it.